Welcome to the channel. This is part 2 of a Damascus steak knife build. If you missed the first one, I will put up a card to link to the first one. You can check that one out. We picked this up at Post Temper, and right now all that is going on is just drilling some pinholes in. The pins are going to be a 3/16 inch mosaic style pin. The handle is black palm with a red liner. After the pinholes are drilled, I'm just drilling some matching divots for the holes in a tang for epoxy and weight reduction. And then after this, I move over to the belt grinder where I get the bevels ground down. The table feels like it's in the way a little bit, so I remove that and switch to freehand grinding, which I haven't really done a whole lot of in the past, but this one turned out really good. And then I move to hand sanding. I get my hand sanding set up, put on a bench and everything. I didn't really record a lot of this because it is incredibly boring and tedious. Nobody likes hand sanding, myself included. It's just a necessary evil. After the hand sanding is complete, I move to getting the handle set up for some removal of the excess material. I just set the knife down on the handle and mark off where I want to cut out. It saves a little bit of grinding time, I think, so I don't have to grind off so much material. Then I move over to the portaband to cut off that excess material. At the belt grinder, I'm just cleaning up the front of the handles since those really can't be touched once they're epoxied on. And then I switch to the tilt table attachment for the front angle of the handles. I really like using the tilt table for wall style handles. It gets the facets on the handles done really well, super easy. I can't imagine doing any other way. And this is my fancy dancy electro etching setup where it's just an AC/DC power supply and some salt water, a stencil, and some Q-tips. That's it. I've done this for all my knives, works very well. After etching my maker's mark onto the blade, the area around it typically gets a little dirty, and with just a little bit more sanding, it cleans all that up. Leaves the maker's mark looking nice and clean. This is my little ferric chloride setup. get the blade in there and let it sit for about 10 minutes. I ended up doing this 3 times. And after each time, pull that out and clean it up. This is the first time I get a really good look at the pattern and just super excited about it. Ended up turning out way better than I thought. Next up, it is time to glue the handles on. And yes, that is a scale that I'm using to measure out volume. I know it's not right, but I did take the time to figure out the weight of the hardener and the weight of the epoxy to make it 50-50. And that's what I use to get the recipe every time exact. It makes it real easy if you need to add a little bit of epoxy during the application of the epoxy. Like if you end up running out, it's real easy to just recalculate it out and get some more mixed up real quick. The epoxy is all set up. I get the clamps removed and get ready to head over to the grinder to shape the handle. I throw the small wheel attachment on to really get into the finger choil area. Really makes that task an incredible breeze. I put the knife in my homemade knife vise. I do enjoy using this since it rotates around and I can work on all sides of the knife very comfortably. I use some 150 grit to get all the corners and edges rounded over, get the handle feeling nice and comfortable. And then I step up through the grits to give the black palm wood a very nice satin finish. I don't have a buffer yet, so this little buffing wheel that I chuck up at my cordless drill is what I got. It does work pretty good. And then the one thing that makes a knife is the edge. The sharpening setup here is still relatively new to me, and this is the first one that I go from no edge to edge instead of just sharpening some of the other kitchen knives we have for practice. Next, I break the strop out with a little bit of green polishing compound on it and really fine tune the edge. And here are the glamour shots of the completed knife. I hope you've enjoyed checking this video out.